So we've just met David then. What can he bring to the team?
Well, I think everybody in Scotland will be well aware of the qualities that David has got and what he'll bring to our team. Hugely influential player during the success that St Johnstone had in recent years, and particularly in that cup-winning season. He had a little bit of issue last season in terms of fitness, and he went to Inverness on a short-term contract and proved his fitness and was very important to Inverness, particularly in that early part of Duncan Ferguson's tenure. So, he's scored a lot of goals already in the Championship. Just gives us another real bit of quality in the forward areas, that little bit of cutting edge that we've sometimes lacked at home, in particular here at Tannadice, where teams come and sit deep and put lots of bodies back behind the ball, and someone with David's intelligence and space awareness and quality at being able to unlock opposition defences, I think will be really, really important to us in the last 16 fixtures.
So a real level of experience he's bringing in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, experience, obviously. I think he's a player that won't be overawed by the big stadium and the fan base. He's well aware of the level of expectation that's on us. And the thing I like about him is that he's brave enough to try the difficult passes, and we can all kind of play side to side, but you need players in those forward areas that are going to take risks at times, and David does that, and we're hoping that he's going to have plenty of goal contributions, whether it's assists or putting the ball in the back of the net himself.
And moving on then, there's a big win on Friday. Any thoughts on maybe why the performance was a little bit flat?
Yeah, I mean, we went up to Inverness with a game plan. I said in my post-match comments that we didn't feel that we had enough energy in the team with the personnel that was available to us to go and play the way that we normally do, which is with a really high and aggressive press. Alex Grieve had come into the starting lineup but hasn't played a great deal of minutes for St Mirren prior to coming here. Jordan Tilson, was playing with a tight hamstring throughout the course of the game, and ended up coming off, in the last few minutes of the game with that. So, we went up there with a game plan in place to try and frustrate and to try and be compact and to try and hit Inverness on the counter-attack, and thankfully it paid off. If it hadn't paid off, and had we not won the game or had we lost the game, then it would have been open to a whole load of criticism. But in hindsight, it proves to be the right way to do it. Getting all 3 points, and then obviously given the result at the weekend in Kirkcaldy as well, turned out to be a really good weekend for us.
And good to see Archie back.
Yeah, Archie Merson has had a difficult time himself. Little niggles here and there, kind of similar to Ross Docherty in many ways. Just one injury after the other, but hopefully both Archie and Doc have now got those difficult days behind them, and they can look forward to finishing the season off strongly. Archie's a really, really good technical player as well. Another one that we kind of talk about, David Wotherspoon, I would look at Archie in that kind of mould as well, where he can find good pockets of space, will take the ball in tight areas, and really suits the way that we want to play.
And Alex Grieve and then now David, is that the last of the January business?
No, we've still got a couple of weeks left in the window, and we'll continuously try and improve the squad. We've got a number of players in the squad as well who are maybe wanting a bit more game time, and we've been struggling to give some of the players in the squad consistent game time. So there might be one or two going out the way, and hopefully another one coming in before the window closes.
And 10 days now before the next game, is time to recharge, get things back moving again?
Yeah, I mean, look, of course we would, much rather be involved in the Scottish Cup this weekend, but it is a slight blessing in disguise given the players that we've been missing the last couple of games through injury and suspension. So this kind of 10-day period gives us a real opportunity to get a bit of freshness back in the group, and to really work on those guys who have had the injuries, the likes of Merson, Docherty, Louis Moult, and one or two others. Hopefully, come the next fixture, all those boys will be fresh and ready to kick on.
Perfect, thank you.
Jim, how much of a statement of intent was it to bring in a player of David's calibre? Because he wouldn't have been without other options, I'm sure.
No, I think he did have a lot of other options on the table to him, but I think he's excited by the opportunity to come to such a big club in Dundee United. He sees where we are in the table. He wants to go and try and win a league and help us achieve our objective of getting back into the Premier League. So we're very lucky to have him, I think.
That's the thing. He's a winner. He won the double with St Johnstone, the cup double. How important is it to have that winner's mentality?
Massively important at a club of this size when you're expected to go and be successful, and with that comes a real level of expectation, and there can be a lot of pressure on players, especially here at home in front of 8,000-9,000 fans that are demanding good, high quality performances, and I think you need strong characters to be able to handle that, and David is certainly in that mould. Anytime I've played against him or managed against him, he's always a player that we identified as a key player in the opposition team, and I'm looking forward to working with him and having the luxury of actually having him in my team for a change.
He's the kind of player, his style of play as well, he can become a real fans hero, can't he? He can get the Tannadice faithful up out of their seats, can't he?
Yeah, I think supporters always become attached to those forward players that are brave on the ball, willing to take risks, try to make things happen in the forward areas, and he's a real fans' favourite at St Johnstone. I think he's left Inverness on really good terms with the supporters and the backroom staff up there and the players. I think they'll miss him, but that's to our gain. We are very fortunate to have a player of his quality here, and hopefully, as I said, his goal contributions in the next 16 games could be massive between us achieving our objective.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Taking Gallagher, Doherty and Wilt out of any team is a huge weakness. Backbone of the team that's there still managed to command that win on Friday night. Might not have been the best performance, but still got there. How much do you feel that bringing in Alec Grieve and David Wotherspoon will make positions like that not so difficult to overcome?
I think you always need to have strength and depth throughout the group, and there always has to be a certain level of competition for places, and that keeps everybody on their toes. But the game on Friday night up at Inverness, when you rhyme off those three names that you just mentioned and add to that then Craig Sibbald missing through suspension, 4 massive players in our team, and as you said, any team in the country that has to go without 4 key players is always going to be slightly hindered. But I have to give great credit to the squad that went up to Inverness on the night and managed to get the job done. As we said, it wasn't pretty. It was easily our poorest performance in terms of what we done with the ball in possession, but somehow we managed to find a way to win the game, and that's what good teams do, and that could be a real massive 3 points when we look back on the season, and nobody's going to worry too much about the performance, but if those 3 points become decisive in May, then it'll be a job well done.
You had the opportunity to see Alec out on the park, started obviously up in Inverness. David's going to have to wait a wee bit longer for his debut for Dundee United, but that gives you a bit of time to work with these 2 players before the next competitive game.
Yeah, I think the minutes that Alex Grieve got up at Inverness will stand him in good stead. He was cramping up after an hour. That's the type of player he is. He gives everything for the cause, and he ran himself into the ground, and then we had to make the change. The next 10 days is crucial to us, especially when you do bring new players into the squad, because the guys that we've been working with from pre-season to now are well understanding of what their jobs are within the team and what their roles and responsibilities are within it. But the next 10 days is going to be crucial in terms of making sure that David and Alex both understand what is being asked of them, and they understand the tactical element of what our team looks like.
David gave a number of reasons for coming to Dundee United, about the size of the club, about working for you, about family, etc. from there. But he also mentioned that he's not currently in the Canada setup, and he's keen to get back into to that format from there. How much do you feel that being at a club like Dundee United at the top of the table will assist him in that skill?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, if he gets in the team and he, he holds down his place in the team, he's playing well, he's contributing at the top end of the pitch, and we're winning games, then I would like to think that, the Canadian national team will give him some kind of recognition. I think he's been an important player for them in the years gone by, and it's great for me that he's still got that ambition. You sometimes see players, when they get into the mid-30s, kind of winding down, but it's great for me to hear David still having that drive and that determination to try and force his way back into the international setup. And, if we at Dundee United can give him the platform to go and do that, then that would be great for everybody.
Do you feel this is an opportunity for David to play at the peak of his career at this level?
Listen, David's a really fit boy. He's intelligent enough and can use his experience in terms of where to be in relation to the ball, and you don't ever lose that. He's got good energy levels, and I think he'll add real quality and real experience to our group, and he's got lots of time left in him as well. It's not a case of coming here for the next 6 months. If we're successful and David's successful, then he's certainly a player that we'd like to keep around for longer than just this season.